What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building, and today, as y'all can see by the looks of the title and the screen, today I got a very special build in store for y'all. I'm gonna be bringing y'all the first ever shooting two-way paint beast build. Now there are going to be a couple different ways that you can go about making this build, but I'm telling you, when it comes down to it, this is easily going to be hands down the very best version that you can possibly think of. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. Before we get into the making, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. To the Rich Gang family and any new supporters, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button. It helps me out so much. Go ahead and share this banger with your family and friends. But last, but definitely not least, y'all, be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications so you do not miss when I upload every single day. Now let's go ahead and get into the making of this shooting two-way paint beast. The first thing you want to go ahead and do is put it under the power forward position. Now when it comes to the pie chart, I'm going to go ahead and be real. In my personal opinion, I truly believe that there is only one pie chart worth making this build out of, and if you were thinking about it, you probably already guessed it. It is going to be the full defensive pie chart, y'all. I'm telling you, this one is going to be very clutch. Let's go ahead and get into the physical profile now. So as you can see, a lot of people tend to pick the very first pie chart when it comes to any build other than the power forwards and centers because it is the fastest. But for this specific version, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all two different versions that you can make this build out of, but also with two different physical profiles. So the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and pick when it comes to this physical profile is going to be the one that comes with the 72 speed. Now I have to say that when it comes to this physical profile, this is going to be the one that is easily the safest one to pick. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what I mean by that later on down the road at the end of this video. But let's go ahead and get into the making of these stats. So when it comes to the finishing side, go ahead and put that close shot to an 84. Driving layup's going to go up to a 68. Driving dunk is going to be an 83, and then the standing dunk is going to be an 83 as well. When it comes to the post hook, let's go ahead and put this up to a 59 to where we get 18 badges. Then when it comes to the mid-range shot, go ahead and put this to a 61. You can also put the three-pointer to a 51, but that is not necessary, so I'm going to go ahead and take it off. When it comes to the defense, go ahead and max out that interior defense. Same thing with your perimeter defense, lateral quickness, and the steal. We still have a good amount of stats left over, so go ahead and max out that block. When it comes to the offensive rebound, max that out as well. And then when it comes to the defensive, do the same exact thing. We're going to be able to get 30 badges, which is honestly really good. And the rest of these, you can go ahead and put them into your free throw at a 69. And that is going to be able to make this build usable in any game mode. You are not going to have to worry about it. So honestly, this is easily the best shooting paint beast that you could possibly find. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more into the details now. Body shape that I'm going to go with is going to be burly. Now, when it comes to the height, this is going to be one of the most important stats because as you can see, if we drop him to 6'8", you get a huge boost on your physicals, but also your main category stats. So as you can see with this version at the weight of 258, we get the max strength, but let's go ahead and change up the physical profile pie chart. This is honestly the one that I would highly consider when it comes to the 72 speed, 70 acceleration, 64 strength, but look at that vertical, y'all, in 84. That makes a huge difference when it comes to grabbing boards, especially when it comes to the finishing side of things. So let's go ahead and put all of these stats back on exactly as I just did. Some of them might look a little different, but do not worry about it. You are going to be completely fine. Shooting is going to stay the same thing with the finishing. We are not touching the playmaking, and then the rest of the way you can go ahead and put them into your defensive. Now, as you can see, the free throw is going to be a 69, y'all. Going to be very deadly if you end up fouling this build and get into foul trouble. This build is going to be perfect for the rec or even pro-am. Now, 6'8" is going to be the height. When it comes to the weight, I want to put this to where I can get at least a 72 strength. Anything higher than that, I feel like it's kind of overboard, but you definitely can do so if you want to. But look at your vertical. You're going to be getting a +8 with that gym rat badge. Same thing with your acceleration and speed, and the same thing applies to your strength. I'm going to go ahead and put it to where I get around a 77 strength, because as you can see, when you max out your wingspan, that is going to go down a little bit. If you lower it, you are going to be fine. Your strength is going to go up to an 80. It really comes down to how you're going to use this build on the offensive side. For my preference, I'm telling you, I would go with the max wingspan and pick rim protecting takeover. And as y'all can see, when it comes to the lowest wingspan that you put on this build, you end up getting a glass cleaning lockdown. But let's go ahead and check it out, what this build looks like once you go with the max. Like I said, you're getting a +8 to your physicals, so you should not worry about that too much. In my opinion, I love the rim protecting takeover, and as y'all can see, we have got the paint beast that we want. Literally a two-way shooting paint beast with that mid-range that we got in there. Same thing with our free throw, but if you decided to lower the wingspan, the shooting on this build is going to be even more deadly. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what these stats are going to look like once we hit 99 overall. Go ahead and get that gym rat badge. Going to make a huge difference. So when it comes to the physicals, we're getting a +8, so our speed is going to be an 82. When it comes to the strength, this is going to be an 81, and then the acceleration is going to be an 80. Vertical essentially is pretty much going to be a 99, going to be around an 87, which is still really good. And then on the physical side, when it comes to the finishing, we're going to go ahead and get a +4. And if you add boost, that's another +5, so 9 in total. When it comes to the mid-range shot, go ahead and get +4 if you're running with a teammate with floor general. Go ahead and add a +5 because you're getting boost. And then from there, go ahead and add a +4 because of that 99 overall rating. You are easily going to be in the 70s when it comes to the mid-range shot, 80s for the free throw, and then on the defensive side, literally a majority, if not all of these stats, are easily going to be hitting 90 or higher. If you add boost, gonna make this build so much more overpowered, especially with that lateral quickness. Now that we're finished with all that, let's go ahead and get into the badge setup that we're gonna be running with. So when it comes to the shooting side of things, the one badge that you should consider is gonna be corner specialist. You could even go with ice and veins or volume shooter. It really comes down to what you want to do, but I feel like catch and shoot or even corner specialist is going to make a huge difference on this build. Then when it comes to the playmaking, only one badge that we should all really consider, and we all know why, going to be for that speed boost that we can get at a quick first step. Go ahead and put this on bronze. Now let's go ahead and get into the finishing. So we got 18 badges to work with. All of them are going to be gold or anything lower. So the very first badge that I feel like is going to be most important is going to be contact finisher on gold. From here, you could go with Lob City finisher for sure. You want to be able to keep this badge on. If you want to go ahead and put it on bronze, that is definitely going to be okay. You're going to be able to unlock the animation of catching alley-oops much better. But if you want to go with gold, that is something that you can definitely go with as well. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 more extra badges. I really like Slithery finisher as well as Relentless finisher. I feel like they both go hand in hand with the animations when it comes to contact finisher. Now, Showtime is honestly a luxury badge. If you have the space to go ahead and put it on, go ahead and do so. Another badge that I really like that's going to pair up with Slithery as well as Relentless finisher is going to be Fancy Footwork. The last one, I'm going to go ahead and use it to upgrade my Lob City finisher. Now let's go ahead and get into the most important category, which is going to be the defense. So as you can see, the first 2 badges that I'm going to start off with are going to be Clamps as well as Defensive Leader on Hall of Fame. Another one that I really like is going to be Rim Protector. From here, we already know that we do need Intimidator on Hall of Fame. At least put it on silver if you're going to use it, but Hall of Fame for this build is going to be perfectly fine. Then from there, I'm going to go with Silver Chase Down Artist, Bronze Interceptor just for the animations, and then from here, I'm going to go with Rebound Chaser on Hall of Fame because this build can definitely grab the boards. Now, if you're going to be playing a lot of on-ball defense, I would highly recommend Lightning Reflexes. If you're going to be grabbing boards more often, I would highly recommend Worm. So as you can see, if you are also running with the type of people who do like to take screens, Brick Wall is going to be a very good badge to consider. If not, Box and Worm are going to be 2 badges that are going to be hand in hand. But for the very last one, if I were to take off a badge and put it elsewhere, I would take off Worm and go with Pogo Stick on Hall of Fame. And that is honestly the final setup that I would go with. But if you want to go a little bit further just to spread the wealth, go with Silver Box as well as Silver Interceptor for animations. And from there, everything is going to be just fine. And that's the setup we're going with, y'all, for this shooting two-way Paint Beast 18, 1, 1, and 30. Thank y'all so much to everybody who made it here. Watch the entire video through. Just know that I got another video dropping for y'all tomorrow, and I am just so thankful and appreciative for y'all who decided to show up and have me a part of y'all day as well as you and mine. So man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. To the Rich Gang family and any new supporters, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button. That helps me out so much. Go ahead and share this banger with your family and friends. But last, but definitely not least, y'all, be sure to turn on post notice so y'all can catch me when I upload every single day. Man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.